Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, one of the biggest blunders that William Ruto was accused to have committed is the fact that when he sent a memo to the parliament, he said in that memo that IEBC had cleared Kithure Kindiki. Now, do you remember an analysis that we did here, ladies and gentlemen, about that fact? In fact, we have done 2 to 3 videos talking about this IEBC clearance. Now, guess what? MAHAT, the lawyer who at one particular time represented IEBC during the presidential petition, has surfaced, and the statement which MAHAT released in court will shock you, ladies and gentlemen. MAHAT is trying to say that the Constitution does not give IEBC mandate to clear the deputy president designate. That whatever memo was shared to the parliament could have been wrong. You see, based on the statement from MAHAT, what I understand from his word is that it was not necessary to have IEBC clear Kithure Kindiki. That the lawyers representing Rigathi should not use that as an excuse to bar Kithure Kindiki from being sworn in, because that is one of the constitutional blunders that William Ruto is accused to have committed. So I want us to go to this statement that MAHAT released, ladies and gentlemen. But before you do that, please, I'd like to kindly request you to go below there, locate a button with the word subscribe. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please hit it once and you shall have been subscribed to our channel. Also, don't forget to like this video. It is so important because that is the only way YouTube shares our content. I've discovered that people watch our videos, but they forget to like, they forget to subscribe. For those newcomers, please support us by subscribing and liking. Now, MAHAT was very spot on in his response. And of course, MAHAT had to defend IEBC because at the back of his mind, he knows very well that IEBC is not completely formulated. You know, and that is why the courts at one particular time advised the leadership, talking about the presidency and the opposition, to make sure that IEBC commission is formed. Now, that has not been done, but that is something that the courts have been pushing for. And why has the court been pushing for that? Simply because the courts know that there are so many things which cannot take place, cannot happen if the IEBC commission is not properly formulated. Now, what the government is being confronted with is a scenario whereby they wanted Kithure Kindiki to be cleared by the IEBC, but the IEBC is not properly formulated. So that is what the lawyers in Rigathi camp took as an advantage to have conservatory orders issued against Kithure Kindiki's swearing-in event. Now, let me take you to MAHAT.
As it relates to the nomination by the president, as it relates to the parliamentary vote, it is not envisaged there is an involvement of the IEBC to make a finding, for example, that IEBC has a role. The way IEBC conducts elections is known, or by-elections. So the second order question we'll be asking the court is, do we declare a by-election? Election by its nature is a contest. How will that contest of filling that office be had? Do we print ballot papers? Those are the secondary order questions that the absurdity of the finding of the court that IEBC has a role will entail to.
MAHAT, realizing that this is a constitutional blunder and IEBC is on the cross here, because now if IEBC cleared, who is this person that cleared Kithure Kindiki? Of course, the person who is senior most now is Marjan. Now, MAHAT could be representing IEBC, but through Marjan. Now, if that is the case, ladies and gentlemen, then we can say that MAHAT was contracted by the IEBC to defend IEBC on this issue of clearance, that IEBC is not party to this deputy president nomination, the clearance of the deputy president. Because, you know, if the parliament went to an extent of voting, they voted for a nominee who had not been properly cleared, then we can as well say that the parliament made a mistake. Because If, let's say, the courts decide to give a determination that IEBC is not properly formulated, and that way IEBC ought to have, first of all, been the body to clear. Now, for them to clear, the formulation of this body ought to have been done first, before that making that move. So IEBC is at crossroads here. So what Marjan is trying to do, the whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, is just trying to defend IEBC, but knowing at the back of his mind that there's a very huge role that the IEBC plays in this issue. I know someone will argue that if that is the case, what happened to the Kisii deputy governor nomination? Because IEBC was not in place. Maybe someone will want to use that as an example to, defend IEBC's involvement in this matter. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to just go below in the comment section and tell us what you think about MAHAT's submission. I looked, or rather, I listened to MAHAT very carefully, and honestly speaking, MAHAT was trying to protect IEBC from constitutional involvement. Now, I want you to pay a very close attention to this video. Just listen to this video.
My client has been bundled up into these proceedings to establish the application for conservatory orders on 2 grounds. And this is important for the court to note this, on 2 grounds. The first one, the petitioner say that the IEBC has a constitutional role in filling a vacancy in the office of Deputy President under Article 149 of the Constitution. And this is important. The second aspect, they say that even though they have a role, they cannot discharge that role because they do not have the constitutional and legal capacity to function, as they don't have commissioners. As it relates to the 2 issues, the gravamen of dispute, the position of the IEBC is that the IEBC does not play any role as it relates to vacancy through impeachment under Articles 99 and 137 of the Constitution. There is no constitutional role for the IEBC. There is no statutory role for the IEBC, and I'll come to that because we spent quite a bit of time, just like the predicament the court is in, whether it should intervene under 165. We also had that predicament. Is there a role for the IEBC? That is the question the CEO of the IEBC asked. And we came to the very considered conclusion, there is no role for us because of constitutional design. And I'll come to that constitutional design.
Very well, ladies and gentlemen, that is what I was telling you about. So, based on that submission from MAHAT, the lawyer representing IEBC, what can you say as a reaction? Do you think IEBC should be exempted from this issue of clearing Kithure Kindiki? Because if that part is removed, then I think Kithure Kindiki anaweza kuwa sworn in. I mean, if that part, if the courts decide to say that now they are agreeing with MAHAT, kwamba si lazima kuclear Kithure Kindiki. But one thing that I'll ask myself, if let's say for example si lazima, but then why did Wetangula use IEBC as an example, or rather as one of those commissions that cleared Kindiki? Because during Wetangula's when he was reading that memo, he talked about clearance of IEBC, university and all those other bodies. Why did he use it if at all that was not necessary? He ought to have just said President Ruto has picked Kithure Kindiki as his preferred deputy president nominee. So who supports? Then the people just vote for Kithure Kindiki. No. Why did he have to mention IEBC, EACC, KRA, and all those other bodies? Just go below in the comment section, you can offer a reaction. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until we catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.